Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Happy 4th of July. This is a new episode of the Right Info Podcast Show with your host, King Twan speaking. I'd like to apologize for the background music. That's James Brown singing, having funky good time. That's what everybody here in the park doing right now. Barbecuing, kids running around playing, parents just sitting around running their mouths and all that stuff and enjoying the food. So listen to the podcast. You can listen to the music as well. I'm not going to have anything bad to say about it. So that's what everybody's doing today on this 4th of July, having a funky good time, if you want to call it that. So today I want to talk about today's topic on this podcast show, and I don't own the rights to the music that's in the background or the airplane that's flying over my head right now. Why, I don't know, but it got to get to where it got to go. Now, today's topic is going to be bridging the divide, how business ownership can help close the racial wealth gap. Now, our nation faces a significant challenge addressing the growing racial wealth gap. This blog that I'm talking about on this podcast show outlines the role that business owners can do and play in building wealth for people of color. African Americans and Latinos hold relatively low levels of business assets, and they do control the lower levels of wealth overall. Yet there are trends in the right direction. You know, they're going in the way that's supposed to be going in a sense. Now, rates of business creation among these entrepreneurs are increasing and now exceed those of whites, particularly among African Americans. Higher levels or college attainment combined with expanded contracting opportunities are enabling movement into more lucrative markets and sectors. I know everybody's listening to James Brown in the background, you know. I know you all hear when y'all listen to this podcast, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. Now I was saying, while there are positive signs, low levels of personal wealth and challenges in access and business credit continue to be primary factors, limiting the growth of firms owned by Latinos and African Americans. High growth levels of student debt further complicate the financial challenges faced by entrepreneurs and so forth, and, people of color. I'll talk about student loan debt in a later podcast because we had a decision by the Supreme Court saying that student loan debt has to continue on being paid because the program that's supposed to pay 20% of that debt has been ruled out. They canceled it. Not canceled, but the Supreme Court banned it. They didn't want it to happen. But like I say, I'm saying on here, lower levels of education among Latinos constrain their ability to move into higher growth. Higher revenue sectors also affect the skills they bring to business they create. Now, that's the one thing about bridging the divide when it comes to the racial gap. African Americans, Latinos, and Asians, they have the lower way of trying to get the equal amount of money or finances they have to do. Oh, that was a firecracker behind me. Trying to obtain wealth, bridging that gap, that financial gap they have with whites. Now, how can that be done? Everything I'm saying, this is my opinion, my personal opinion. First, there are several ways that can be done. First, create more jobs. Invest in those neighborhoods that are not invested in. And I say thirdly, help people out. Give them a chance to see what they can do as far as financially. That's all. And that's about it. This is the end of this podcast, and I will talk to you all later. Have a great day.